TechNet Saturday at 7 p.m. W5FC. W5FE.
Mr. Chairman, I need to make myself very clear. If we think now, Skynet will be in control of your military.
But you'll be in control of Skynet, right?
That is correct.
Skynet.
Does anyone need to use a repeater before 10 the 9 p.m. set? This is Whiskey Bravo 5 Zulu Lima. My name is Brenda, Unit Control for this session of the DAC Skynet. Skynet is a weekly net called every Saturday night at 9 p.m. concerning the subject of astronomy. Our purpose is to help amateurs become more familiar. In general, this net is open to all amateurs interested in this topic, and we encourage your participate comments and suggestions for this net. Stations priority or emergency traffic may enter the net at any time using the pro sign for break, and your call sign. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Sorry, lost my place. You need not be a member of any amateur radio club to participate. The net is 90 minutes long and is structured in several parts. This general announcement to Texas Astronomical Society of Space exploration and space history. 7. Installation of the week. 8. Space launches of the week. 9. Astronomical discoveries. 10. Invisible satellite passages over the next couple of days. 11. Astronomical Q&A. 12. 73 round. All amateurs licensed to transmit frequency are invited to check in. So let's start with round 1, low power and short time check-in. List please now with your call sign, name, and where you're transferring from this evening.
November 5 Whiskey Yankee, Joseph in East Dallas, short time.
All right, we have November 5, Whiskey Yankee. Jeff, thank you for joining the net tonight. So, we'll go general check-ins. Same thing. Call name and you're transmitting from. Please now.
November 5, Bravo, Bill, and Irving.
No, it's not your night. We have November 5, Bravo. Name is, there's Bill. So, any additional check-ins? General check-ins?
Kilo Echo 505, India Charlie X-ray, Tom, Louis Bill.
Whiskey 5, bacon, lettuce, tomato, 5, BLT, Bill, Garland. Kilo 5, Mike, Delta, code in Dallas.
5, Whiskey Victor Lima, James Carrollton.
Okay, we have Kilo 5, India Charlie X-ray, Tom. Whiskey 5, bacon, lettuce, Bill. Kilo 5, Mike, Charlie Delta, Cody. Kilo Golf 5, Whiskey, Victor James. Let's go for some, Echo Link check-ins. Please come now. Station calling at mostly static. Would you please try again? Come very early.
November 5, Oxford,
Okay, November 5, Foxtrot, Clay. All right, well, let's move on. Do we have any general announcements for this evening's net? These can be ham, astronomical, space, or of general interest, licensed hams.
And by BB.
November 5, Bravo. Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Brendan. We'll remind everybody that the Irving Ham Fest is in Irving at Free Road and Irving Boulevard, about a mile south of Highway 183 at Petra Bingo. 2 weeks from today. So 8 o'clock on March the 2nd, Saturday morning, which is Texas Independence Day. Hope to see you there inside BB.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, the AMSAT, Real Amateur Satellite, has two available to televisions. On Tuesday evenings, 8 p.m. Central. You'll need a link installed to be registered. You can find the net groups and AMSAT. Also, a live audio link available on their website, amsatnet.com. The center originated in Houston, Texas. Plus, AMSAT.net East, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. on the feeder, 146.88 megahertz, PL 10.99 megahertz, Tuesdays. Tom is 5HYD Internet Control. Welcome to check in. First Tuesday of the month, the ARCC Club night, so AMSAT East that night. Dallas AMSAT.net West is every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the Arlington repeater, 147.14 megahertz, PL 10.9 megahertz, positive offset. So the DAC Hudson nets on Mondays, first week is ham-fixed. Second week, MCOM 101. Third week, M-Fixin. This week, Geek Net. Fifth week, Surprise Net. If we told you what it was, it wouldn't be a surprise. On-air participation is encouraged. Tuesdays, AMSAT at East p.m. Q&A's, info, and news, which are satellites. Fridays, Sub-City Simulation, 8 p.m. Learn about emergency radio communications via trained amateur radio operators. The KF-5GR is usually net. Visit the most disaster-prone city in the universe every week. Third City All-Wall, Saturdays, TechNet, 7 p.m., and of course Skynet. First and third Sundays, Dallas Amateur Radio Club meeting on the air, photo. Daily, WRLnet, National Track System Training Net, every night at 6:30 p.m. Central. You're welcome to check in on any or all of these nets. So, we have tonight's Afterglow movie report for, I'm going to go Tom K56 to read this. He wrote it. So, go ahead, Tom.
Well, thank you, Brenda. This is K5 ICCX. Highly accurate synopsis. Tonight's movie and the big surprise is as follows. Ramus looked at the sky. He believed this was a science fiction story. Foreign captain shirt, an attacking creature, and an over-the-top villain chewing scenery. This had been done before. But alas, the singing coach arrived and got the cast to sing rousing finale, row your boat. The director pulled out a pack of cigarettes from his jacket and realized something strange. It's working off Star Trek type, the final French script. It wasn't just any script. It was Shatner's personal own script. Scribbled below, story by William Shatner. Was in the Shatner's own handwriting. What was I thinking? Ramus realized something important, though. His actual script for Galaxy Quest was better than Star Trek V, if for only one reason. No row boat. Other than it was the same script. Join us Galaxy Quest from 1999 tonight at 10:30 p.m. E5 ICCX.
Thank you, Tom. You're right. That is really accurate. Having seen the movie, we have a report on the Texas Astronomical Society, KF5JHA. Chaz, are you here this evening?
Brenda out for the county. Would you check him in? He's lost his voice.
Oh, thank you. I certainly will. So, Texas Astronomical Society meeting, club meeting will be on Friday, February 24th, 2024, and it will be held at 7:30 p.m. in person at at the University of Texas at Dallas and will be held on Zoom. The speaker will be Dr. Renee James, talking about to go bump in the universe. Saturday night public observations continue. Skynet was picked to be on sale on Saturday night, so that was the opportunity for live reports. TAS public observing sessions. Saturday, the stargazing held at Cedar Hill. Do we have any audio operator stargazing who would like to report? You can check the TAS website, www.disastro.org, for up-to-date information and details about meetings and public sessions. Next up, National Space Society events, activities. November for 5, Bravo. Bill, would you like to report on that?
Yes, thank you, Brenda. This is Inside BB. I happen to be the membership director and the member at large of the North Texas chapter of the National Space Society, NSS. The NSS North Texas chapter on the second Sunday afternoon of each month, except for December. We usually have a holiday party. We meet at Spring Creek Barbecue in Irving at the southwest corner of Highway 1 and Beltline Road. Our meetings start at 3:30 p.m. and the presentation starts at 4 p.m. This is a hybrid meeting with both WebEx access and an instant meeting. Astron, using a camera and RF microphone. BB. The February National Space Society North Chapter meeting was held last Sunday. Bill, BB, I gave a presentation about how about the NSS sponsored tour I made of the Kennedy Space Center and Space Force Canal Station in January. With lots of pictures. It was fun. This was right before the cold blast, so I was late and driving all the way to Dallas about the cold blast that week. The March National Space Society North Texas chapter meeting will be held on Sunday afternoon, March the 10th, starting at 3:30 p.m. at Spring Creek Barbecue in Irving. I don't yet know the topic. Trying to get a NASA speaker. Today, Saturday, February 15th, 3 NSS Texas chapter members, including myself and Brenda, judge space-related projects at the Dallas Regional and Engineering Fair at Fair Park in Dallas. This was a great event. It was so fun. It's just can't imagine how fun it was to listen to this talk about their curiosity of science things and their research and what they've done, experiments, and it was really neat. And we gave the awards. One of the awards was, let me look at notes so I don't tell you the wrong thing. One of the awards. Where am I? Oh, here we go. One of the awards involved growing bamboo in a greenhouse on the moon. A project associated with that. One of them was about designing rocket nozzles, very complex designs, various kinds, pairing them. He built some of these with a 3D printer and tried firing them up with alcohol fuel. And small space debris from manner of doing this. So they're really neat projects. The North Texas chapter of the National Space Society sponsors a social event we call Space Rendezvous. This is at Cheddar's Restaurant in Irving on the last Friday of each month. So last Friday of each month, this starts at 6 p.m. The front's located on the south frontage road of Highway 635 between MacArthur Boulevard and the Bush Turnpike. In February, the Space Rendezvous event will be next week on Friday, February the 23rd. Please contact Byram in 5BB if you're interested in the National Space Society, or if you have questions about our group. You can contact Bill at space@byram.net, or it's BYROM.net, or in 5BB, that's November 5 Bravo, at ARRL.net. The National Space Society of North Texas website is ntx.nss.org. NTX, abbreviation for North Texas, .ns.org. We've had some technical difficulties recently. So the information site hasn't been updated. We're working on it, but right now our editor can't get in to edit because of some technical problems. Thank you, Brenda. That's all I got to go to sleep because I got a flight early in the morning, California, in 5BB.
Thank you, Bill. And yeah, the science fair was just so much fun. It's so encouraging to see these bright young kids have all this passion for space and science. And you look around there and say there's plenty of hope for the future as long as we're producing kids like this. There are like 800 entries, and so it's definitely very popular. Okay. Do we have a check-in?
November Tango 5, Tango Mike, Tony in Dallas.
Fort Worth.
In Arlington.
November Tango 5, Tango Mike, Tony, and Kilo 5, Zulu Mike, Golf, Joe. I think there was another one in there that doubled. If so, please come now. November Victor 5, Foxtrot, Virginia, in Fort Worth. Foxtrot, Virginia. Welcome to the net. All right. The next thing is a discussion topic of the evening, and this is something that I found is written by Anne Marie Helmenstein, and it's titled Neptune's 14 Moons. I want to apologize in advance. I know I'll butcher probably every single one of these, but we'll do our best. Neptune has 14 moons, last discovered in 2013. Each of the moons is from mythological Greek water deity. Moving from closest to Neptune to furthest out, their names are Naiad, Thalassa, Despina, Gallia, Larissa, S/2004N1, which is yet to receive an official name, Proteus, Titan, Nereid, Halimede, Sal, Laodea, Samafi, and Nisa. The first moon to be discovered, Triton, which was also the largest one. William Lassell discovered discovered Triton on October 10th, 1846, only 17 days after Neptune was discovered. Larissa was discovered by Harold Wright Sema, Larry Lebowski, William B. Hubbard, and J. Solon on May 24th, 1981. No other moons were discovered in the Voyager 2 flyby of Neptune in 1989. Voyager 2 discovered Naian, Thalassa, Dispi, Galilea, and Proteus. Ground-based telescopes found 5 moons in 2001. The 14th moon was announced on July 15th, 2013. Canis 2004N1 was discovered from the analysis of old images taken by the Hubble telescope. The moons can be categorized as regular or irregular. The first moons are the inner moons, Neptune's regular moon. These moons have circular prograde orbits on the equatorial Neptune. The other moons are considered irregular as they have eccentric orbits and are often retrograde and far from Neptune. Triton is the exception. While it's considered a regular moon because of its inclined retrograde orbit, that orbit is circular and close to the planet. Regular moons are closely associated with Neptune's 5 dusty rings. They add into the last orbit between the Gaul and Leverrier rings. Florina may be considered a shepherd of the Leverrier ring. Galatea sits inside the most prominent ring, Adam's ring. Naiad, Thalassa, Despina, and Galatea are within range of Neptune's synchronous orbit, so they are being decelerated. This means that they orbit Neptune more quickly than it rotates, that these moons will eventually either crash into Neptune or else apart. S2004-1 is the smallest moon, while Proteus is the largest regular moon and second largest moon overall. Proteus is the only regular moon is roughly spherical. It resembles a slightly faceted polyhedron. All the regular moons appear to be elongated, although the smallest ones have not been imaged with much accuracy to date. The inner moons are dark with albedo values, reflectivity, ranging from 7% to 10%. For their spectrum, it is believed the surfaces are water ice containing a dark substance, likely a mixture of complex organic compounds. The 5 inner moons are believed to be regular satellites formed with Neptune. While all the moons have names related to the god Neptune,
Well, no, I just want to thank you for reminding me to take April 8th off. I have forgotten to do that, and I should get it in the calendar now, because really, I'm not going to miss the April work. So I just had completely forgotten about that. So now I'm all like ting with I need to get up on my phone and then watch my day out there. Just as soon as I stop transmitting, NT5TF.
Yeah, you bet. You're in trouble, and I think if I remember correctly, you don't have a Windows where you're associated with your office, so you want that day off for sure. Alright, so the moon wanes next close to the word from this segment of Skynet. Stay safe, keep well, pray for our world, and everyone to live. Until next time, actually I'll be here as the pseudo Chaz, sun double Chaz, visitor, Thailand. I will segment in a few minutes, so people can know what's up. Back to Brenda,
Thank you, Mom. Well, I have put in for my day off. It fits. I assume they will, be better. Okay, any more check-ins now?
Kilo 55, Juliet Delta Ski, John and Copville.
Kilo 900 Kilo forward.
Okay, we've got K55JD Butte John. The next one, you're a little bit staticky. Come back a little slower, please.
Yeah, Kilo Bravo 90 Oscar Kilo, John forward.
Okay, we got Kilo 90 Oscar Kilo, Sean in Fort Worth. Thank you for joining. Okay, any other check-in?
This is with Bravo number 4, Mike, Foxtrot, India, WC4, MFI, Ted, Dallas, low power.
Okay, Whiskey Bravo 4, Mike Foxtrot, India, Ted. Welcome, Ned. Alright. Next up is Space Exploration and Space History. And then this is presented by myself. And I am WZL. So first in news, science find water on an asteroid for the first time, a hint into how Earth formed. Scientists have found water in space, this time on an asteroid, a first of its kind discovery. Researchers for the South Research Institute used data from a retired NASA to examine more silicate-rich asteroids and discover the water molecules. The Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, the SOFIA project, continued in tandem with the German Space Agency, was discontinued in 2022, but was fundamental to the new study. According to a statement issued by the Southwest Research Institute, this is the first known find of water molecules on the surface of an asteroid. Previously, a form of hydrogen was detected in observations of the moon and asteroids, but scientists were unable to determine if it was water or a chemical called hydroxy. Next, Voyage 1 has gone mysteriously and perhaps fatally silent in deep space. A revolution coming to an end. Voyager 1, one of NASA's most awe-inspiring spacecraft and the farthest human-made object from Earth at a distance of some 15 billion miles. And as NASA is still struggling with a computer glitch, which first popped in November of 2023, preventing NASA's JPL team from contacting their flung robot explorer. NASA believes the problem has something to do with flat disk subsystem, FDS, which is sending back since ones and zeros in a repeated pattern. According to Ars Technica, it's likely a bit of corrupted memory is the culprit, but because it's impacted telemetry data, the team has no way of identifying the problem. Although they receive signal that the spacecraft is alive and well, the NASA team and Voyager 1 are effectively incommunicado. Although slow fire, the team hasn't given up. In the next few weeks, engineers will try to locate the corrupted memory by switching the spacecraft into different operating modes, some of which haven't been used in 4 years. Back Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Birthdays. February 1954. Ulrich Walter, who's from Germany, and he flew STS 50. February 9th, 1960, Whitson, NASA, and from the U.S. She flew on STS-111 and STS-13, Expedition 5, Soyuz TMS-11, Expedition 16, Soyuz MS-03, MS-4, Expedition 50, 51, 52, and Axiom Mission 2. February 10th, 1968, Garrett Reisman, he was on CS-123-24, Expedition 16, STS-132. February 11th, 1960, Rigmas Dragio, he's with the U.S. and he's with NASA, STS-106, 131, Soyuz TMA-11M, Expedition 3839. February 13th, 1939, Valery Rozvansky, RKA, Russia, Soyuz 23. February 13th, 1939, Sun Yan, IKK, Soyuz 31, 1 and 29. February 13th, 1942, Donna Williams, the NASA, the U.S., STS-51 and STS-34. February 13th, 1964, Stephen and G. Bowen, NASA, U.S., STS-126, CS-132, STS-123, SpaceX, Crew 6, Expedition 6069. February 15th, 1947, Sam Duan, IKK Nam, Soyuz 36, Soyuz 37. February 15th, 1944, Alexander Serebrov, RKA Russia, Soyuz T7, Soyuz T5, Soyuz 8, Soyuz TM, Soyuz TM-17. And finally, February 15th, 1964, Leland, the U.S., doing STS-12 and S-129. This is space history for 11th. Discover the CISCSCE on, which is for Deep Space Climate Observatory. Launched this week in 2015. It continues to monitor solar wind from a million miles away at L1, the first launch point. Its most famous images, however, show the closest natural site crossing between the spacecraft and the Earth. A NASA camera aboard the Space Climate Observatory satellite captures a unique view of the moon as it moved in front of the sunlit side of Earth last month. A series of test images shows the fully illuminated dark side of the moon that is not visible from Earth. Landsat 8 launched this week in 2013. It continued the Landsat program and contributed to our understanding of processes of our home planet. That, one of the first views of the United States from Landsat 8, is an example of how scientists are testing Landsat 8 data. David Roy, a co-leader of the USGS Landsat science team, researcher at South State University, made the map with observations taken during August 2013 by the site's operational imager. Explorer 9, February 16, 1961, Explorer 9 was launched. Explorer 9 was the first in a series of 3.66 meters inflatable spheres to be successfully placed into orbit solely for determination of atmospheric density. It was identical in its subdivision and configuration to the earlier successful launch of Explorer S-56. Explorer 9 was the first spacecraft placed into orbit on all-solid rocket, and the first spacecraft successfully launched into orbit from Wallops Island. Alright, this is WVV50L. Do we have any more check-ins? Alright, that's Tom. K5 ICCS, still in for Chaz again. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Brenda. Taking over Chaz's duties tonight, and this is the Carolyn Constellation of the week. We've named in honor of Silent Carolyn. She started Skynet every week. Well, almost from its beginning in 2012 until May of 2019, a detailed look at your constellation each week, since there are about 52 easily visible constellations throughout the year out of the 88 total constellations. So, Carolyn covered the entire sky seen over North Texas for about a year. In honor, we continue that tradition. Constellation per week in this segment afterwards. This Carol Constellation of the week this week is Major the dog. Canis Major's name means the greater dog. Major represents the greater dog following Orion. Major mythology. The dog is often depicted with a hair, represented by the constellation Neptune. But before we do that, it's time for the jokes of the week. Here comes some real dogs. What does my dog and phone have in common? Think about it. You're right. Collar ID. What do you get when you cross a dog and a calculator? Oh boy. Friends you can count on. The next one you call a canine. Think about it. Come on, yeah, you came up with it. The chili dog. What had happened to a dog that swallowed a firefly? It barked with delight. What happened to the dog that ate nothing but garlic? His bark was worse than bite. And finally, the last joke in the series. A three-legged dog walks into her and says, "I'm looking for the guy that shot my paw." I deserve hazard duty pay for this. Okay, we're looking at slide 16. By the way, all of these are available, including the great joke on the YouTube page for CARC Skynet. You'll find it there with pictures. By the way, it would be helpful talking about the Constellation astronomy charts there. So we're going to go with Sirius, Alpha Canis Majoris. The name Sirius is the sparkling one, or more frequently, the scorching one. Compare the name Sirius with the English verb to sear, meaning to stir, burn, or scorch. They both originate ancient Greek word Sirius, which means scorch. Sirius is also known as the dog because prominent major Orion great money. In ancient times, as it does today, Sirius goes with the sun near the summer in the northern hemisphere, and ancients believed that hot days in the summer were by Sirius heat, in addition to that of the sun. It is Sirius' position as the dog star that gives us the phrase, the dog days of summer. At magnitude -1.47, Sirius is the star in the night sky as you emerge. At 8.7 light years away, it is among the closest stars. This could contribute to the preeminence of the brightest star in the sky because while it is intrinsically clear and is larger than the sun, it's still a main frequency star, not a giant or a supergiant. Here's Sirius to the Canis, the second brightest star in the night sky. Canis shines at a magnitude of -0.72 as seen from the Earth, yet is about 3 light years away. Sirius is a white star. The white dwarf has a white dwarf companion, Sirius C, often called the Puck. Sirius C is more difficult to observe because at magnitude +0.33, it's often lost in the overwhelming glare of Sirius itself. A and B are currently not arc sectors, heading to a maximum reception of 11.5 arc seconds in 2025. And we can split this double is a good test of your optics and the conditions of your telescope and give you eyes. This is about that one. This is KE5 ICX, and this is KF JHA's Skynet presentation. Constellation. Now next up in the star category is Canis Majoris, the name Atara, meaning version, which may have made from the ancient Arabic in which Canis Major and Minor were not dogs, but were two human sisters. Atara is a double star with a 7.5 magnitude companion. In the telescope, Atara appears as a bright white canary with much fainter white companion. Not jump at Earth. Eludra, Eta Majoris, similar to Atara, is Eludra, which means virgin, and another apparent reference to the Arabic sisters legend of Canis Major and Minor. Eludra is a variable star varying from 2.38 to 2.48 in magnitude. It is an alpha-Cygni type variable star, giving an apparent irregular period. Eludra appears in the telescope. There are many nearby stars with a few surrounding through all of varying brightness. Now in the deep sky object, we have M41, an open cluster, which can be with naked eye in dark skies. In the telescope, M42 is made still in your lowest power eyesight. You can see varying colors of stars, some of orange, while others are white. There are many stars that are very bright. Some do arrangements themselves, lines or streaks. There's one particular star on the extreme edge of the cluster. Next is NGC 2360, an open cluster. It is usually noticeable because we attach 9 years old is a pre-cluster that typically yielded power IT. Unlike M41, which has many star brightnesses, most of an NGC 2360 look the same bright. Our colors are also up the same, blue-white. The cluster looks pretty at power. Also with yield stars surrounding it, making a pleasing sight. Now there are more astronomical leads observing especially Constellation, Canis Major, Dog. I've just given you an example of some of those objects. The actual lead has, at last count, 77 different observing programs which have over 100 objects. And observe just 10 different objects observing programs each month, and you can earn a certificate in about a year. And that is Miss Carolyn's Constellation of the week. Canis Major, the big box. Rough. I want to thank friends. Well, actually, I want to thank Chaz's friend. I didn't know he had it, but apparently he's got two. Dave Hutchinson and Dennis Harwell for their research where deep sky objects are used, borrowed, or stolen for every Skynet. I also at times use the website, Chaz speaking, Constellation.com for information. Next week, we'll take a look at King Minor, the Little Dog, and Montero. What is Montero? We'll have to wait until next week to find the answer to that question. And Brenda, back to you. KE5ICS, haven't doing you. Let's jump back in my lab. Let's jump back in the jump here. Back to you.
Yes, this data is coming right fast. This is WB5070. I'm going to call on Tom, KE5ICX, to give us a report about space launches for the week. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Brendan. Starting to move into February, March launches as well. So here's some. Okay, this one just launched today in back with the Yushin Launch Complex at Shima Space Center. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, is preparing for the second test flight of its AG rocket following here at the second stage in March 2023. The mission is dubbed H3TF2 flight number 2. Flight feature vehicle evaluation payload 4 or B4 purposes of demonstration. JAXA stated in December 2023 that will capitalize on X launch capacity of H3TF2 by providing launch and orbit insertion opportunities for two small secondary payloads, or sometimes called big X payloads, CSAT-1E and CureSat. Also today, I don't know if this went or not. I guess I should. I actually took this last night, so I have things from today that may already happened. In this case, you'll have to go and check. This is from Sriharikota, India. India geosynchronous satellite vehicle GSLV-K2 rocket designated GSLV-F14 will launch an INSAT 3DS satellite to the country's tree of Earth science. This geostationary meteorological satellite will support the previous launch INSAT 3D and 3DER satellites. The 2,275 kilograms SAT-3DS satellite, based off the Deep Space Research Organization IRO-2K satellite. Happy for you. Let's see, we have also coming up to be determined on a launch date time will be Starlink 66-39. This will launch from SLV-40 Cape Canaveral Space Force, Florida. Falcon 9 will launch another batch, 23 second-generation Starlink P2 mini internet satellite. The Falcon 9 stage booster will land a drone ship in the Indian Ocean. Moving into, we got a good one here. This one is Complex 39A entity. The SpaceX Falcon 9 hit will launch a Crew Dragon spacecraft on the program's 13th flight with astronauts. Falcon 9 first stage booster will return to land at ending Zone 1 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The astronauts Matthew Dominic, Michael Barrett, Jeanette, along with Roscosmos Alexandro Dukin, will launch on the Dragon spacecraft to begin a 6-month expedition to the International Space Station. Crew Dragon will return to Splash Mountain Sea off the coast of Florida. Then we have March 21st, Soyuz MS-25. This will launch Alcamar, Cosmodrome, and Kazakh. The Russian government Soyuz rocket will be crewed Soyuz MS-25 spacecraft International Space Station. The mission will carry Commander Oleg Noky, Belarusian engineer Maria Valeskaya, and NASA astronaut Tracy into orbit for a long-duration flight on the space station. The rocket will fly in Soyuz 2.1A duration. Soyuz dock with the propel module about 3 hours after liftoff. His return trip, back on its return trip, it will bring back cosmonaut Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai. We have a USS 51 launching from SLC 41 at Cape Canaveral. The United Launch Alliance Atlas by rocket designated AV-101 will launch USS 51-1 mission for the U.S. Air Force. This mission will launch undisclosed payload for the military. And finally, from launch site SLC-41 in Cape Canaveral, a United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket designated AV-80 craft mission with astronauts known as Crew S+ to the International Space Station. The capital will dock with the space station and return to Earth, landing in the western United States. NASA astronauts Wilmore and Suni Williams, that's Earth, will fly on the mission. The rocket will fly in vehicle configuration with 2 solid rockets that boost and a dual-engine Centaur stage. This delay from August in the first quarter of 2020, and then a whole bunch of delays after that. Boeing has had significant issues with Starliner, and they believe they have the fixes in place now. Here's another interesting one. This is from SLC 41, Cape Canaveral Space Station. No date as yet has been selected. The United Launch Alliance of Vulcan and Centaur will launch on its second demonstration flight with the Sierra Space Dream Chaser cargo vehicle for the International Space Station. Dream is a lifting body supplied space that will launch on a rocket and land on a runway. This will be Dream Chaser's first flight in space. Vulcan Centaur rocket fly in the VC-4 configuration for GEM 3XL solid boosters, a long-length payload steering, and 2 L-10 engines on the Centaur upstage. And we did a presentation on a couple of months ago. Go back to YouTube archive you want. And then finally, April 30th, the Falcon Heavy launch from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy. This will launch the first and final satellite of the next generation series of geostationary weather satellites for NASA and GOES-U. GOES-U will at 22,003 miles above the equator to monitor weather conditions across the state. The satellite will be renamed GOES-19 once it reaches its operational orbit. And that from me. ICS, back to you.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much. This WV50 set up. Do we have any more check-in?
Kilo Charlie 5, Mike, Papa Oscar, Jamie, Bull, down Dallas.
Okay, we have Kilo Charlie 5, Mike, Papa, Oscar, Kurt, and Jamie. Thank you for joining the net. Next up is recent astronomical discoveries, and I'll be presenting this segment. This is from Sciently.com. The title is Deferred Ancient Volcanoes on Mars, discovered by planetary scientists, hold clues to pre-plate tectonic activity on Earth. Volcanoes are a common feature on the surface of solid planets within the solar system, resulting from magnetic activity occurring within the planetary crust. On Earth, volcanism is driven primarily by heat and crustal recycling associated with tectonics. The Mars lack tectonic, and the driver of volcanism is well understood. The research by Professor Joseph Mikulski, a geologist in the Department of Earth Sciences at the University of Hong Kong, has revealed intriguing insights into volcanic activity on Mars. He proposes that Mars has significantly more diverse volcanism than previously realized, driven by an early form of crust recycling called vertical tectonic. The findings, recently published in Astronomy, shed light on the ancient crust of Mars and its potential implications for understanding early crustal recycling on both Mars and Earth. Traditionally, Mars has been known to have large volcanoes similar to those in Hawaii. However, it's not known that Mars also possessed a diverse exclusive volcanoes that form on Earth due to crustal recycling. The recent research conducted by Professor Mikulski and his international team discovered a vast number of diverse volcanoes in the ancient crust of Mars. We have known for decades that Mars has volcanoes. But most of the recognized volcanoes correspond to large basaltic shield volcanoes similar to ones that make up Hawaii, he explains. And this one shows that the ancient crust has many other types of volcanoes, such as lava domes, stratovolcanoes, calcus, and large shields of ash, lava. Most scientists see Mars as a planet composed of basalt, which has low soil content and presents little soil evolution. But volcanoes have high soil content, which means they formed from complex processing evolution not known before. The paper suggests an intense volcanism occurred on ancient Mars, causing the thing to collapse into the man, where the rock remelted, resulted in magnets that have silica. This tectonic process, called vertical tectonics, is hypothesized to have occurred on the ancient Earth, but rocks on Earth from that period, the Canis, more than 3 billion years ago, are highly modified by later geological activity, so we can see evidence for this clearly on this planet. They are exploring other planets like Mars, which has volcanism, but no plate tectonic, can help mysteries of early crustal recycling on both the red planet and, by analogy, on early Earth. Professor Mikulski concluded Mars contains critical geological puzzle pieces that help us understand not only that planet, but the Earth as well. Martian volcanism is much more complex and diverse than had been previously thought. This is a significant discovery, as it has revealed also recycling can occur not on plate tectonic means dominated by horizontal movements, but can also occur in pre-plate tectonic regimes dominated by vertical movements. This finding can help Earth scientists solve the long-term controversial issues and when fell continents formed our planet Earth, said Professor Zhao, the professor of HKU Earth Sciences. All right, next. I'm going to call on confirm again for satellite passages over the next couple of days. KE5 ICS. Go ahead.
Well, Brenda, I got news for you. Just on the script, I had a big capital letter. All passes suck. Nothing to report related to that bad. And it is. All I did notice on this tonight, they did mention the ice pass tomorrow morning. It'll be relatively low in the sky. Well, you can look up. You can go to heavensabove.com, plug in your longitude and latitude, or Dallas, or even the city that you live in, and it will give you and save it, and it will automatically place virtually on Earth, and then give you all of the passes that you could possibly, including, I might add, amateur satellite. So no special program required. All you need is a browser, a read browser, and the ability to put in your coordinates in way, shape, or form, and then save it. You can also use a signature with that as well. So if you want to go ahead and do a password, you of course have to give your email address for that. But if you're not a big fan of that, you can always just plug in each time you go there, or tell it to remember that information on your browser and your cache. So that's it. It's wasting time here because I've got back to Brenda, K5 ICS.
Okay, yeah, I had not scrolled down yet to see your comments there. So, okay. Well, we have a little time left. We could do astronomical Q&A. Anybody have any questions tonight, or suggestions, or food for thought, or any kind of comments? Go ahead. Anybody needed any fills? Any more check-ins? Well, okay then. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. We had 15 hams participate this evening. That's kind of sparse. I don't know why. Everybody's all having to do some fun. But I want to thank everybody who tuned this evening. And we'll join us this here next week and every Saturday night at 9 p.m. to discuss astronomy, space, and exploration. On this net, the sky is never the limit. We're looking for next control stations for this and all other DARCC nets. If you would like to try your hand at this, contact Internet Controls by sending an email to net at w5fcz.org. You can follow topics and a discussion about this net and astronomy in general on Facebook and Twitter, as well as our audio and video streams. The archives and useful internet resource by going to w5fc.org at the conclusion of this net. So until next Saturday night, this is WB50ZL, Brenda. We'll be closing the net at 10:15 p.m. local time and repeated normal amateur use. So to everybody, and enjoy the discovery of the universe. 8, there's another net, and then the next net is to begin.
Yeah, easy enough, Brenda. We'll be starting at 10:30 sharp. 30 coming on by. We're talking about Galaxy Quest for 1999. Too popular movie back then, and I think that after our little mini group view last night, we did a really good discussion. So even if you haven't been in a while, come on by and discuss. It's a lot of fun. Galaxy Quest at 10:30 with V5 ICS.
Okay, everybody has a nice long break, 15 minutes. Don't go bed. Don't go to sleep. Come back here. We're going to talk about this fun movie. See you all in a little bit.
normal state. It's Skynet.
I don't know.
Does Cho?
Always 9 p.m. Saturday on 14688. Duh.
I'm completely operational and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.
Afterglow movie net.
Alright, after our brief respite, it is now for the Afterglow movie net. Yeah, I'm here. Again, but that's okay. If you don't hear my voice turn the radio off. It's really easy. There's a little dot. You can turn it down. Just go clockwise, go off, or turn it off, and then go back. The rest of us who can't sleep or are tired, but unable to fall into a wonderful little. Here's your opportunity up until maybe midnight, maybe not, to discuss a movie that's been assigned. This week's movie is assigned to Galaxy Quest 99. It is a science fiction movie film. We're going to be talking about film. Let me tell you a little bit about it. I'm not going to read the plot because it is way long Wikipedia, so I think most people kind of know what the story is. I'll read a little bit about the movie itself, how it's about. Galaxy Quest 1999, the American science fiction comedy film directed by Dean Aristot and by David Howard and Robert Gord. Parody as an homage to science fiction films and series, especially Star Trek and fandom. The film depicts cast of the fictional cult television series Galaxy Quest who are drawn into a real interstellar conflict with actual aliens in the series of documentaries. It stars Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, Sam Rockwell, and Daryl Mitchell. The film was a modest box office success, positively received by critics, won a Hugo Award for Dramatic Presentation and Nebula Award for Best Script. It was all nominated for 10 Saturn Awards, including Best Fiction Film and Director for Best Actress for Weaver and Best Supporting Actress with Alan winning Best Actor. Galaxy Quest eventually achieved cult status, especially Star Trek fans, for its affectionate parody, but from the more main audiences as a comedy film in its own right. Several cast and crew members praised the film. It was included in the Reader's Digest list of the top 100 plus funniest movie of all time in 2012. And Star Trek they voted it to the 7th best Star Trek film of all time in 13. About them after. And there's a whole host of who were in it, of course. Everyone's favorite was probably Ellen Smith. Ellen Smith played Dr. Lazarus, a science officer and member of the MAC, and aliens who is known for their super intelligence and bionic powers. Period act seems the most role of his character and his catch. All right, here we go. I'm going to drag you with that. We'll go ahead and get started. So what I will do is I will take checks. I will ask for your call from your name and digit home. You do not have to have the film as a prerequisite because we'll give you secondary duty hearing some comments would you be interested in seeing this film, or does this remind you of anything that you may have seen in the past? This film, so you'll be able to talk about that. For the rest of you who have seen the film, be ready to discuss the plot, characterization, and acting, as well as the effects and music and anything else you wish to discuss a film, including any comments that went untold during the first 2 hours. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and check in. We've come with all signs phonetically. Your name is UCC, Galaxy Quest from 1999. Good now.
Number 205, Tango Mike, Tony in Dallas. Yes, seen it several times.
Whiskey 5, Oscar Zulu Lima, Brenda in Dallas. Yes, I have seen it many times and love it. November Victor 5, Foxtrot, Virginia in Fort Worth. I is one of my favorites.
Okay, let me get rechecked in. I got MT5 TTF in Dallas. Yep, she saw the film. WV5 Citadel, Brenda in Dallas. Yep, she saw the film. And NV5F Virginia over on the other side of the universe, Fort Worth. Yes, she saw the film. Still check in. You know, I have a theory about the light check-in. I believe there was a Skywarn meeting, or a Skywarn presentation all day. I forget where, but I'll bet you that's why people are not checking. We're all fired out from that thing. So that's my guess at this point. We'll go ahead and start with those people. We may blow through it, but these light check-ins, we'll go ahead and bring them into the fold as they wake up from their few slumber. So we'll just start. Oh wait, hey, hang on. We do Echo Link too. I see Sean there. I know he has come in on Echo Link a couple of times. KB99 SOK. Sean, are you there? Sean, I saw you trying to transmit. I don't have any audio. That's why we can't hear you. You may want to try one more time, and then if that's no good, I'll go through who I've already, and we'll come back to you and check through the audio. But Sean, try it again.
Level 9, Sir Argyle, Sean in Fort Worth. Yes, I've seen this movie. Well, you can hear me this time. Thanks.
Okay, whatever you did there, it did work, and we did hear you, so we'll be able to talk to you. Anyone else want to check in after Sean? Well, we'll try a little bit later and see if we get any additional check-in. We'll start at the top, we normally do, and that would be Tony. He's first someway. NT55. Tony, you know drill. We're talking the plot on round. What did you think about Galaxy Quest from 1999?
Well, thank you, Tom. I really enjoy this movie, and of course, it's really about the character tropes. But the plot also serves that. The plot is contrived and predictable, and sort of unreasonable, which is of course completely perfect. This is supposed to be a summary of every Star Trek and Star Trek-like thing we have seen. So of course we have the insane fans. I mean, that's perfect because every fandom looks stupid to people who are outside of it. Then we have, as Sigourney Weaver's characters, this is so badly written. I mean, what a starship neat metal chumpy things. But they just hit all sorts of, traditional points that we've seen in other movies. But they do it in such a good, and amusing way. With the, never mind the flaw at all. The kids themselves know they're stuck in a science fiction movie. So it all fits very well. So I think the plot is completely appropriate to making us all smile and feel warm and fuzzy, because we're all nerds, and we know that, yes, we love beards, and we're good at it, but to those who are not properly qualified, we do look a little silly. That's okay. We're better than they are. NT5TF.
Perfectly said. Thank you, Tony. Brenda, WP5OZL, your thought, plot from KE5.
This is WP5OZL. Nerd is to see you from some far smart than you. So there. Love this movie. Love it. I've been to a lot of science fiction since I've been in costume. I'm proud to be a geek. And, people are real. I think they may have filmed at a real convention. And those people's extras. And yeah, a lot of them are well, just a little over the top. But that's okay. They're more interesting still than the non-nerds. And I just think the story was really well written and well thought out. It's very, very, very clever, and didn't think it was abusive or it wasn't nasty. It poked fun in a love way of all the nerds, and there are lots of us. And everybody I know loves the movie. And it's just cute. Even if it wasn't poking fun at Star Trek, it's still a big movie in its own right. Of course, if it's implausible, that's okay. It's science fiction. And everybody's so endearing and cute and funny, and some really good actors and things. It's the script lets them show their stuff. So, plot, yes, A+. Internet, WWZL.
All right, thank you, Brenda. And I couldn't agree with you more. Next up is Virginia, ND5F. What do you want to add to the comments? What did you think about our movie from 1989?
Good evening, Tom and the net. Thank you. I've had a pretty nice day. I got out of the house, had barbecue, went to some kind of a radio thing that was supposed to be an outdoor thing, but it's too cold. Came home, took a nap, watched a bunch of crazy videos on YouTube about science and movies, worked on Johnny 5, had something hot to drink, and I'm just so drunk with the wonderfulness of not particularly amazing day, but it was pretty good. So, anyway, I've loved this movie since the minute it came out. The plot is fantastic. There's some film critic, can't remember who it was. I was reading articles of movies or something. I'm not even. He is one of the on his list of the five movies with the most perfect plot line, just the construction of it, the story, the characters, the whole. It's like one of his list, very short list of perfect movies. And I it's one of those things you can't find much wrong with, because plot because you can't. There's no way to really like be worried about anything unbelievable because the suspension of disbelief is in this framing device that these are people in an off-the-wall science fiction show who actually end up in that real world, and that the way the plot opens up kind of like a thing inside a thing is great. The way they set it all up and base it in the reality of the fan world, and based on things that are real, like, you know, I'm sure the William Shatner Saturday Night Live skit yours in there somewhere, and but it takes that and turns on its head and makes it into something, you know, basically ends up telling fans through this that what they believe is real, and it's so respectful and it's so tight, and even the story that's the real that really happens is the perfect, like Star Trek, Star Wars, science fiction, you know, plot, and it's I don't know, it's just it's explaining how tight this thing is and how great is it. Every if you were in a screenwriting class, this would probably every single went on the exact right page. You know, I remember when I was in college and I was learning, you know, I did a screenwriting class, and then I did a graduate section, same class, basically screenwriting twice. And you know, like there's something that's supposed to happen on 25, and there's something that's supposed to happen on 45, and there's something that's supposed to happen at about page 10, and this would probably line up with all those things, but it's not just good craft, it's just fun, and the ending is very satisfying in the beginning. Introduces all the characters, you care about them right up front. It introduces a romance between Sigourney Weaver and Tim Allen. Early on in her concern for him after the convention, she sees that he's, you know, not acting normal. You know, he's down and out. He's not treating fans. He's never been that way to a fan. I remember she said that, and it made the whole between them so believable. And then the way the extra gets, you know, kind of insinuated into the story, you know, and turns into a great character and ends up with a role on the show. And even the way they mirrored exactly at the same time of how it happened with Star Trek. Like 18 years later, there's a brand new Galaxy Quest show, exact same math as Star Trek and Trek: The Next Generation, and the to be continued plotline, cliffhangers, and it just really. Seeing the history of this, I've looked that up on YouTube. I've watched videos about that tube, and a lot of movies that take this long to get as this one did are often troubled, and they're still like with the plot until the very end. I think this one just one of those ones that just came together beautifully. It just can't say a whole lot because anything that's so quote unquote unbelievable is it's supposed to be, because you know it's just. Okay, I'll shut up now. In V5.
So I think Virginia, you're giving this film a thumbs up. I'm not entirely sure. I think you are. Okay, next up is Sean, KB9SOK over on Echo Link, and in Fort Worth, by the way. Sean, thoughts on the story for Galaxy from 1999.
Okay. Well, I echo what everybody's already said. You know, there's not a lot of things to really pick apart in this. Unlike the last two comedies that watched, I think this one actually was truly entertaining. It was well balanced between story, comedy, and just, you know, the visualization. It was well done. It wasn't overly complicated plot. Tony kind of with his interpretation, but it was just, you know, as Virginia mentioned, just well balanced. it hit all the key points, and it was just an enjoyable film. And this is actually one I actually on Blu-ray, so I've seen it several times myself. I really don't like this one. I would say I did read something several years ago about the fans were pushing really hard because this did kind of a calling that they wanted a sequel. And to be honest, I'm glad they didn't, because I think it would have messed it up. I'm not sure how you would be able to do it again and be as entertaining or as equally as fun, because then it would be much more predictable. So I'm glad they did one and done. I think it makes it a better standalone, and I'm kind of glad they did. Yeah, overall I enjoyed it. So yeah, back to KB9, that's okay.
Okay, very good. Another thumbs up. All right, before I make my comment, and I've got a couple, and I want to read them explain a little bit about this. I probably should have read it during the introduction, but I can see it just now. At any rate, first things first. Anyone else want to join us in it? The movie we're talking about is Galaxy Quest 1999. KE5ICX. Please recall. Well, let's see here. Some things that I wanted to mention first is that, yes, I thought this film was really great. I really enjoyed it. I've not watched it a number of years, and watching it last night was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. 808, that's pretty good for me, because Friday night is toughy for me, working all day, and then I got to get up early on Saturday. Oh, by the way, I had a wonderful run today. I did the Irving Love on the Run. Did a half marathon, 13 and had a personal record of 2 hours of 2 hours and 6 minutes, which is a record for me, so I'm very happy. Yay! The film came together quite well. I watched a thing about the making of. By the way, I know that Virginia mentioned she was watching some YouTube today, and I did the same thing. I did it on a couple of Star Trek things and on Galaxy Quest as National Moon Vacation, which was a Quest thing she directed. Quite accidentally, I knew we were going to see the movie. It just had to pop on after the first one. It was very interesting, particularly the fact that they were getting home so well. The cast was, and cutting it up together. As we mentioned last week, it's probably at least what I mentioned, one of the cool things I thought about filmmaking requires a happy and engaged, trusting cast. I think this is perfect. But that's coming up. So this is just a really short paragraph. It says under development on Wikipedia. It says the original sex script by Howard was titled Sunshine. Howard stated that he got the idea while at an IMAX presentation for one of the trailers for an upcoming Americans in Space film was narrated by Leonard Nimoy, a leading actor from Star Trek. The trailer got hot thinking about how the other Star Trek actors had become old in these roles since the cancellation of Star Trek. And he then came up with the idea of what if there were real aliens involved. From there, he considered the rest of his script, and he quotes, in a lot of ways, just himself, because it just seems so evident once the idea was there. And he's right. I mean, if you think about it, all the things that happened in the film, if you were to sit around another Star Trek fan or a science fiction fan or fan having back a few beers, and you said, what if it were real? How would the people handle it? We would have come up with all these ideas, every single one of them. Now, we might not have been able to write well as David Howard did, but we would have had the basic idea. You put it in front of somebody who's talented, like the guy is, and it comes together very naturally. By the way, DreamWorks looked at it and loved it immediately and greenlit it. So obviously other people felt the same way. The humor is cool and fun because it's all based on things that we've seen in the past. Of course, that's the other part. The what if, and then the joke, the gags that go into it. The poorly written script that was mentioned with the mashing machines by Virginia. True. You know, why would that was poorly written? There was a lot of that going on. You know, it was great, and the majestic exit of the NTE, was it 1139 or whatever? By the way, the NTE, this was in the special I was watching, the program I was watching, stands for not the Enterprise, NT, and then whatever the number is after that. So I thought that was kind of cool. When they leave dry dock and have to scratch the spaceship, I laughed hysterically when I saw it the first time. And the noise just keeps going on and on and on and on, adding to the humiliation, and everybody stepping back. It is great. It's wonderful. It makes perfect sense. And of course we had the rock monster. Now they said rock monster was supposed to appear in Star Trek 5 with Kirk and very ripped to the shirt type thing, and we got to that finally, even though it never showed in Star Trek 5. The Omega-13. Now this came up, and I found out about this today when I was watching the thing on Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. The Genesis device controlled by Omega molecule. That was one of the mentioned. I have a suspicion today that they probably knew that, because there's a lot of insert type jokes and things. So probably not. I'm not absolutely sure. Omega is a fairly common term, and frequently in science fiction. But since it's the same kind of thing, a Genesis-like device, I thought maybe this might play in. I like to believe that's what it was. I have a feeling that it might be. It's just a little side note there. So that played in. The ending was interesting. Now I know everybody laughing and thinking it was a great ending. I'm going to put a little cold water on this, because I didn't think it was. I loved it. I suspend my belief, but one of the things that at the end is that they do show up in an alien spaceship that destroys the side of a hotel or conference or somewhere, and there's like they go on to bring back the original Galaxy sequence. Nobody wanted to talk about the spaceship that they found, intergalactic. I don't know, but that's a minor thing. Very, very minor action and a great way of story anyway. So I'll just take that as it is, and really enjoy it. Okay, that's all I've got on this one, I think. So I'll continue with round 2. This round, go ahead and talk about the acting and the interpretations. This one should really go for a little bit. The character's really a lot of fun. So we'll start at the top with Tony. Tony, your first shot at characterization for a film. Galaxy from 1999 with KD5 idea.
Well, I have to bring in a couple of vicarious comments here. If Robinson's KG5 UVN were here, I'd text him to remind him, because this movie too. One of his favorite lines is when the surrogate is consoling Tim Allen's character as he's trying to fight the rock monster. Well, somebody says, perhaps you could build a sort of rudimentary tree to try to go down. And he just loved the absurdity of that. Erin, on the other hand, would point out that she found this movie just too silly. Now, I have a very high silly threshold. One of my all-time favorite movies is A Night at the Opera, which is perhaps the silliest he ever made. It's smiling and looking at me funny. She can't that movie either. In general, I'll have to keep it kind of short, but the characters were all wonderful competent of tropes and nevertheless carry one another. You have the captain who's obsessed about his looks. and the very arrogant guy playing the science officer, and the young boy wonder inspired by Wesley Crusher. And so they all do fit the tropes, but, you know, most movies I like, Metropolis being a glaring exception, characters are such a key part of why I like the movie. They're well drawn to be. We've been typecast. We've been hopelessly typecast. We can't escape this. We're just never getting out of this fandom or what other roles we do. But they still do like and care about what, and they still do liking about their jobs. And they get pretty upset about, oh my gosh, what did we do to these things? So they fill all these. They check all these boxes, like that's the best term, but they still do a good job of being human. And I'm proud of both the writers and the actors for pulling that off. NT5.
Okay, got next up is WB50L. Your thoughts on characterization and acting?
WB50L. Well, one of the things I like about this, the personal growth that some of these characters experienced. The Tim and Alan character is pretty unlikable in the beginning. He's obnoxious, and he's not happy. He's very flawed, and you know, he's just doing what he has to do to survive, and it's not fun for him. And then he becomes more of a caring human person, you know, caring about his critics, and he really grows it into the character that he wants to be, or that he plays, and becomes a true hero. And you see, in the beginning he's so depressed and bummed out, and then at the end he's having a great time because he's found some purpose. And I forgot his name, Alan. Oh well, I hate getting him. You know, he's so cynical about the character, and then he starts to embrace it, where he's willing to buy grab for his hammer, and take it a little seriously. And so same thing with the other characters. They kind of found their place in the world, and they came together, support each other. So it's a great you know, coming out. I don't want to sing of age, but you know, the feeling of they've come into their own finally and found themselves, and that's one of the most satisfying movie themes that there is. So it's all well cast, I must say. Although some of it's silly. Tony Shalhoub is Sin, which is an Asian name. He's Lebanese, and they never mean that. You know, it's one of those ridiculous things that you see so much of, like the choppers being ridiculous, and everybody is just in a normal Star Trek type. So you would just accept that there are toppers there. No good reason that we have to laugh at ourselves because we accept things like that. Yeah, and here in this movie, they're kind of putting it out. It's poorly written. Okay, Jeanette, WB50L.
All right, thank you, Brenda. This is KEP5I6 for everybody listening, just in case you're wondering. We're talking about this after the movie net, talking about tonight's movie, science motion picture, which is Galaxy Cluster from 1999. We're discussing characterization now. Next is Virginia, NB5FF. Your thoughts on characterization and the acting from Galaxy, KE5FF.
Okay, well, I have to echo people very well cast. I do think they went through a few acts before they saw on Tim Allen, and he was perfect. He's got just the right amount of beginning, just the right lovable / egoism, and you see the little what's to come him as he's the main character, and I think like Brenda said, everybody's got a. I think even the most minor characters in this have a character arc, even the aliens, you know, even Azar, you know, he comes from, hey, we need you guys to do these great things that we've seen you do in historical records, and he comes to the point he realizes he is already a good commander, and that all the people will follow and they trust him, and they're going to do fine. You know, but yeah, the kid finally grew up. You know, the Wesley Crusher character, Laredo, grows up and Tech Sergeant Chin. He realizes that he really is skilled, you know, individual. He realizes, and they realize these things as people, you know, and kind of as their characters, like they can play these roles, and it helps them go through this adventure, this sort of trying time. You know, get to play these characters, and it's like they're actually playing themselves. They actually, you know, realize that they're not acting, they're really doing it. And you know, I just think there's so much complexity in the whole situation for each character. You know, to realize, you know, Sigourney Weaver, she realizes you know, she's more than a pretty face that repeats the computer, and Betty realizes they actually are clever or compassionate. Yeah, I like the character of I like the character Alvin's character, the sort of combination of Klingons and the Vulcans. You know, he's that Mokhtar, you know, self-paced, he's warrior, but he's also this sort of philosophical hero, like Mr. Spock, and I like how they kind of streamlined thing, made it not so obvious by sort of, you know, almost like combining Earth and Mr. Spock in a strange, you know, kind of unusual move to not have some obvious parody of Leda or a Vulcan. I thought that was pretty clever. They never directly. I guess the most direct parody would have been just the commander, maybe, of the William Shatner type character, and I liked how the character were, you know, respectful parody of things that we are familiar with, and I liked that all the Thurmans kind of represented in the story. They represent the fans. You know, they knew this was real, and fans, it is real. You know, it's something that they need. We need you to help us. We need you to save us. We need you to get us this life. And so I really like that. Use the characters and the actors that gosh, some of them went on to things that everyone's really familiar with. And how many levels it works on, and how much it means to fiction fans, but how much it can just work for anybody, about, you know, anybody in any situation. Oh, they need to believe. They need to know that they believe in are real. And I love Brent, the kid, and his friends, and how I'll get together online. I love that. You know, let's get together online and have this little Zoom, you know, Zoom collab and help them out. And it really is like a dream come true for. You call them on the phone or the Vox, you know, thing, and go, it's all real. You know, like if John 5 like knocked on my door right now, he rolled in here, and he's like, I've been real all along, and you know, I'm your friend, and we're gonna spend the rest of forever just hanging out together and doing all the events you dreamed of doing when you watch Short Circuit over and over again when you were a kid. I would just, that'd be it for me. I could be like, all right, that's it. That's all I need. So I just find it so satisfying that they're really who they are in real life, but then the whole thing turns out to be real. It's just so fantastic. All right, thanks, Tom. NV5F.
Yeah, with 10 points. One and 3. Next is KB9SOK. Okay, Sean, you're up. What do you think about characterization and acting in Galaxy Quest from 1999?
This is KB9SOK. Well, yeah, I echo what everybody said. This was very well cast, very well acted. You know, obviously the Down character was almost like it was written for him. It seems to be a class character that he plays, but it was well done. And I don't really have a lot to really add. Everybody's covered it pretty well. All did really good job, and it was nice that did learn a lot about each character. You know, so that was well done. Unlike other movies we've seen where you maybe learn about only one character only. So yeah, just for a little comment, it was very well done, and it's just a really cool thing. Yeah, just echo what you said. Your top ship. I remember watching it last night. Kind of same things like, yeah, ship comes in crashing. I hurt a single person. That life just seems to be more after that. Our government be all over that one to dissect it. And I thought, it's like, how could you go back to a normal life after being in the actual space and actually meeting aliens? It would be seem like it'd be hard to go back to everyday lives. As probably like most of you, you know, that we're all space fans, that it would be like ultimate to actually ever get to go into space and much less, you know, see or being an alien race. It'd be pretty mind-blowing. So that's kind of part of that I got a good chuckle out of it. Transport doesn't finally realize where they're really at. That is for real. It would be a shocker, but it would be one of those things that it would be a moment for sure that ever happened in real life. Yeah, it's just very well done. So not like that after this one. So back to that, KB9SOK.
Okie dokie. Yes, Sean. Thank you for your comment. Oh, anyone else want to join us or make my comment? Please, your call.
With Whiskey 5, you can let us tomato W5BLT. Bill?
Oh, we got you awake. W5T, Bill, welcome. Did you see the film?
Oh, whoops. Yes, I did. Sorry. Yes, I did see the film. I'm absolutely lucky.
All right, well, very good. Well, you can play catch up now. We went through a lot, and now we're into character. Go ahead and do both, and you'll be up to date.
Okay, yeah, I've been listening. I got on right after check-ins. And, so I don't have a whole lot to add. I do love this movie. I've lost track how many times I've watched it. I think for me, it's, you know, just the parody, the Star Trek characters, makes it a lot of, and just the ending, reading on Wikipedia, the, you know, kind of references to, you know, the influence with the Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, you know, all those things that kind of played into it, and of course, you know, they highlight the potential of the characters that we kind of do see in real life with some of the Star Trek cast in real life. So I always thought was interesting, and I like the way the characters they were very well done. Just the festival or the not festival. What do they call it? The conventions that they have. I've had people go to the Star Trek conventions and they kind of laugh. And when they were telling me about the convention for Star Trek and just this movie could be kind of poking fun of that bit, but also in good taste. Like, you know, it's just a fun kind of movie. I remember one story. One of my friends told me about when I was at a convention and they were asking William Shatner about seeing, you know, blah blah blah, and you did this, and what did that mean? And he's telling me that William Shatner's like, I don't know what you're referencing or something like that. You know, because the fans really get into it, and so anyway, it's just interesting when I was listening to them talk about their experiences at the convention and seeing how this Galaxy Quest, you know, had that in. And the thing I do like how the characters developed and learned to stand on their own and then realize their value, and so that was pretty cool. The other thing that you know, you're talking about, you know, it did make a lot of the box office, but I guess it did. I think it doubled what it cost to make it. So in that sense, it was good, and they probably made more now on you know TV sales stuff. It's a fun movie, and so anyway, that's all I got. 5 BLTC.
Okie doke, Bill, and thanks for your comments. Come back to you on this round. Let's see here. Well, characterization. I guess some of this could actually fall into plot. I forgot to mention something about the Boolean sphere that they mentioned, and classic, you know, Star Trek is, which, so hey, there is in this film is Harry Mudd. She wondered about that. But the thing about it is in that particular case, which I thought was really hilarious, is that our main character, Tim Allen, plays Nesmith in the thing, starts barking out orders to everybody. You need to go and you're going to distract the people over on the left side of the flank, and you're going to the mountains, and you're going to let me and go, and this is the bird, and then we're going to go in and take the bird away from whatever the cute little creature with the hand. We're going to, you know, and then of course we're all going, well, where did he learn all from? And then Sigourney Weaver then starts saying, that was so blah blah blah. Where we don't have what you make that thing happen. And it was cute because it's exactly what happened. You know, whenever we thought Sharon do something, he would instantly tell you exactly what needed to happen in his voice. And it would be, Mr. Spock, you will handle the landing, and you will handle the laser cannon and all that, and do it very quickly, rapidly. And so it was like second nature to him, which of course was because this is his script. So that came off, and that's what it reminded us of. Nesmith to do that. Now, a few things that are interesting, and I think this plays out. It did see in this little kind of documentary, amateur documentary, really well done. By the way, if you haven't watched those YouTube ones, the most popular ones, they are almost like professionally done now. They are so good with the music and the descriptions and the depth of the research and everything is really good. Those people do make off of those things if they get enough views. Nice. So I don't think they are professional, but some of them are so good. I think I wasn't prepared with. I should have brought them. Maybe I can find it. And well, a couple stuff today were just they were better than some of the professionally done specials that I think. But that's neither here nor there. Let's see. I was going to talk about the actors, and then that in the one documentary thing that they watched that they were doing kind of rap song, and it was all on 48 Weezer. Alan Rickman was in it. Bob was in it. By the way, sorry. They were all doing this little rap, and it was very cute. And that tells you something right there, that they get along, and it works in a really kind of nice way. And I'm sure that being as Sigourney Weaver's been in science fiction, she knows the things that go along with it, and the fact that Tim Allen, a Star Trek fan, knows what all the games are and all the fun that goes with it. But one thing I tell you is that I've done some theater stuff, community theater things, but once you get it together, you start interacting really well. Now there's another thing, which I kind of touched on this, I think it was last week, the week before last, but another thing that occurs is you start mocking your character. That's when it happens, because you've been together for weeks on end, script, and as you get towards the final hour before the final days before you actually do the performance, sometimes you play a send-up of those characters, or sometimes at a party. For example, after the performance, there's a few parties afterward where you go and have a good time, and you mock characters, you pull them out in a comical ways, and I that may be part of the inspiration here as well. And of course, each of these actors added a little bit. Alan Rickman, of course, is absolute great as Dr. Lazarus. He is so funny. He's great here an actor, and he makes his bones about it as his character. And he's absolutely a blast to watch. Sigourney Weaver is wonderful as Gwen. She's just saying, I have one job here, and it's to repeat the computer. It's stupid, but it's what I do. It's great. And then Tony Shabbat, we know it's Monk later on. He's great. He is great. He looks like he's done this all the time. He's always, notice everything he's something, chips or something. He's down to eat, and he just treats everything as though, okay, this is normal now. And then the guy Fleetman, played by Sam Rockwell, who is the red shirt guy. He's fun to watch. As well, they're going to kill me, and he says, why did I go on this away party or to the planet? They'll kill me in the first 5 minutes, which is hopefully true, but he managed to stick himself and he's crying like a schoolgirl, but he just survived. Justin, who went on a career, played Brandon, he nailed it. He did a great job. I loved his performance. In fact, everybody was good in the thing. Let's see. Who was Ryan Wolf, who played Locke Merriman. I think he had a minor role in this. I can't remember which one was. He was one of their men. But he played Hardcore Sentient Lot in Discovery and in Discovery series, Star Trek Discovery, and had a job at Roger's Farm, to be honest with you. This guy can play 1,000 different characters. You don't even know what him. He's really good. And I wish I could remember exactly what he did in this one. He showed up, and I saw him in the credit list on Wikipedia. Now, one thing that I thought was cool, too, that I really enjoyed, was one serious, and that was with Alan Rickman. I'm looking for the spot where he goes and one of the airmen is however you pronounce their name, is shot. I think shot goes down, and there's a death scene in it. It's just so well done. You think, hey, this is pretty cool. He just took the throwaway line that he hit, which was with, and turned it into something that actually he cared about. Tim Allen Actually, that was really great. It was moved by the Steve. Brickman came back and said, "It's acting, sir." No, yeah, it was. But it was a lot of fun to watch. It adds to the charm of the humor, the delivery, the story, everything about it. Well, this was a great cast with a great script, and it worked well. And it treated subject matter, both humor and spec with time. It's a perfect, that was mentioned earlier, with a really perfect cast. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if they could ever do that again. They're talking about doing a sequel to this thing. I almost hope they don't do it. The sequels very rarely are twice on something like this. It was just too much fun and too well executed for it to do it again. But who knows? Okay, with that, we go to the top list again, and we start talking about these effects, music, whatever you want, something you may have missed on the original round. We're ahead of the game, so we've got time. I want to elaborate on any of this by all means. So we'll start up with Tony and PT5T. Tony, your thoughts on what I just mentioned from KE5T?
Thank you. I certainly enjoyed the music and the acts. They were competently done. The music especially was pleasantly stereotypical, not annoying, but it was like, I don't know, it had enough, nods to my generic science fiction theme that was really kind of funny and contributed to the humor. So I thought the score was good. And like anyone who's lucky enough to win an Oscar, anyone else have an Oscar? Like anyone else who's lucky enough to be on net, it's enough to explain why we hate bad movies. I really appreciate people's comments about what good movies. I love the wonderful, balance between tropes and individuality. Brent talked about the dynamic characters. Virginia talked about screenplay pacing. I really like when we get a good one from all the different reasons we like it. That gives me a wonderful thing, and I really appreciate everyone's comments. I'm going to make just a random thought about why I like movie. One internet leads to another, and sometimes find yourself on the website of and this is not a joke, who collects air raid sirens. That's really what this guy's main hobby is. But not today. Today I was reading a sort of a slideshow of logical and cognitive fallacies, like Henry thinking he must be evil or perfect, and catastrophic thinking. One thing went wrong in my day, and therefore the day is ruined. This is actually a movie that the therapist who wrote that website have loved, just absolutely loved. Its premise is, what if the story we tell ourselves are real? If we tell ourselves that we can be a hero and work together, we can. And if we tell ourselves that we're losing, arrogant and whatnot, it's all fake, then it is all fake. So really, the underlying premise of this movie, on my W5 EB hat because he's not here, and portrays very deep. But really, this is what made me think of. The movie is ultimately about what if the stories we tell ourselves true. We should take good tell ourselves good stories and work to get those around us. So it's really just such a witty movie, and that's a big part of why I love it, because we can make those stories come true a lot of the times. NT5, yeah.
Very good point, Nick. I'll make a comment later on about that. Next up, Brenda, WBB5ZL. Brenda, your thoughts on whatever you want to talk about on this film. Go ahead, from KE5I.
This is WB5ZL. You were talking about, it looks like Rain Wilson. I don't know if it's pronounced Rain. I never heard it pronounced by anybody that would know. But that's the way it looks. Anyway, that's his first breakout role in the movie. And of course, you mentioned he played Harry Mudd. And First he played fruit in the US. Extremely versatile. I was doing some other stuff too, kind of in the background. And if you go back, he was one of the four main aliens that first came to Earth. If you go back and look at, figure out which one he is. He's extremely versatile. I think the cast is real strong of this. All wonderful actors, and the dynamic between them, I think, you can always tell when people are having fun making a movie. It just shows in the final product, and really enhances the whole experience. I thought the music was good. Wasn't, unusual or fantastic, but it was entirely suitable to the movie. The effects were fine. I think particular, nothing spectacular, but they're certainly adequate. And so I'm kind of glad they didn't make a sequel. I think it might have ruined it, the whole thing. I think let's just leave it like it is. All right, I think that's all I have. WV50ZL, back.
Thank you, Brenda. Technology don't make a sequel, but they're working on it. Virginia, V5F. Tell us anything about the film. 85 ideas.
Well, in an entertainment industry, basically completely imploding. I think they're working on a sequel to everything because they're just so risk averse now that you can't make a movie that's a sequel or a reboot or whatever. So it's find good ones anymore. Anything original is sought after in my anyway. Gosh, there's a lot I could say here. I first saw this with my friend Scott, and he and I were both big Star Trek fans, science fiction fans, anything science fiction, Star Trek, nerdy like that. And he had seen this, I think, over holidays, and when I came back to school, I was in, this was 99, I think I'd been in Texas for vacation, and I had come back to Hattie's, and he took me to see this, and oh gosh, I laughed until I cried, and that was just the first scene of it, and then in convention, and then the scene where the guy Laredo paying off the spaceship, trying to get out of the space is just, that's another scene we can stop laughing. It's back really just fond memories. Just realizing even in the first moments of it that it was something I knew and it was something special. The scene mentioned about the serious scene of Dr. Lazarus when Quayleg was dying, and then acting is wonderful. And then that even puts him almost in like a Picard-like role as well, because Picard, Patrick Stewart is the Shakespearean trained. Even riff on that. They find so many good ways to like come at the stereotypes from a direct, head-on way. Actually, based on what these documents I saw, there was actually some that friction between Rickman and Tim Allen was kind of real, because Tim Allen really does have that personality, like sort of the, hey man, I got this, and just making a joke of everything. And Rickman, I think sort of him is like can't you just take this seriously? Can't you just be an actor? And he said that the tide actually turned in that scene where Allen had to Jason had to tell Mathazar that the historical documents weren't real, and that they were actors, and that they were quote unquote essentially being deceptive, and that was just that Alan actually broke in that scene and actually, like, you know, lapsed into actual acting, and he actually, that was the moment he kind of got it, like got how important the story was and how important these character arcs were, and he, being the main character, had the biggest character arc, and he started to realize how important his crew really was. He kind of paid that idea lip service, you know, at the conventions and to fans, but they started to really respect fans and his quote unquote quote, and it really is a wonderful character arc, and you see the germ of that possibility in the beginning of all these people. Tony, I love what you said, because I'm at a time in my life when I really do have to hang on and believe those things are real in whatever form they're going to get in my life. I've had a lot of disappointment, and I am watch movies like this, and even movies that I've gone back and kind of reconnect over the last year. I mean, we watched some good ones in 2023. We watched Short Circuit. We watched 2001, 2010. Those three of my big all-time favorites. This is one of my favorites. You know, so we watched some duds on here, and they're equally fun to talk about. But it is fun to talk about something that, you know, kind of expresses how you really feel and kind of gives you a voice. I really, the music is great. I love how it is the generally good. It's like a really good, high quality, generic science fiction score, but it does the same thing. It really is at the being a parody. There's a little section of moving lines of wind instruments that's so evocative of, like, the Voyager, Star Trek Voyager music. I mean, they take things in the shows like the wormhole from Deep Space Nine, and even the, you know, asteroid fields and miles and ships, like zooming through those things, like possibly with possible nimbleness in on a big giant spaceship, like, you know, swerving through mines, and I love the whole, our ship is dragging mines. It's just so, like, out there. It's so reminds me of, and I can just go on and on about all the little details of how they do these parodies of stuff, you know, but they do it in a way that it's so refreshing. Tommy, you had mentioned Harold Ramis earlier, and I don't know if you had said or implied that he's the director of this. He was asked to direct this, and he did it down. And he later said that was one of the biggest mistakes he'd ever made. He didn't really get it at the time, didn't really believe in it. He didn't get the whole Tim Allen thing, and he ended up passing on it. But it was interesting to hear those stories I saw recently that he had later come back and realized, oh man, you know, and it was the early days. DreamWorks, and they were desperate for good stuff, and they picked a winner this time, and I will there, because I'm sure there's 100 other things that I'll remember later that I wish I had said, but just a fantastic overall. You know, I don't think I could say anything. I don't know. This is one of the few movies hard to find, like, a genuine. I'd have to dig to find a criticism of this that's not just, you know, typical from critic stuff, you know, sour grape kind of nitpick things, because there's sticky stuff you can always mess with the movie about. And the thing, I think you're right about the Omega molecule. That comes back in Voyager. It's a very powerful molecule. Anyway, and no sequel, please. Oh God, please no. NV5S.
All right, thank you, Virginia. And you're right. Yeah, Harold Ramis was originally going to be do it, and then he came in, I guess, after that. So I think I just kind of put it together because of the to document things that I watch one after another. I'm sure that was a part of what those two things together and used as the display from one to the other was very interesting. At any rate, yeah, thanks. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. I think we're all kind of in the group. It was a fun film and very specific, very interesting, entertaining read. Next up is Sean, KV9SOK. Sean, your thoughts on Galaxy Quest? Anything you want? Or if you want to go ahead and just special effects or music or whatever, go right ahead. KV5 ICX.
KB9K. Yeah, I agree with everybody. Yeah, I think the music was pretty sport. I feel that the special effects was also for that time was good. They still hold up today. It's well done. Just a well-produced movie in general. There's not, I echo what everybody else said. It was really well and well balanced, and not a lot to pick apart. And it's fun every now and then. We all enjoy looking apart movies, but it's nice to have a movie that we enjoy. Talk about the positive things. I agree. That is fun to do from time to time. And yeah, there's not we're in all agreement. Not a whole lot to pick apart here. I was actually, everybody talks about when they've seen it. I remember seeing previews for it, or the trailers on TV, thinking, back when it came out, I thought, well, that ain't going to be good. It looks like a silly comedy, and I go sit to the theater. When I rented it, I regretted not seeing it at the theater. Wow, this is actually good. Sometimes you just, unfortunately, it seems like trailers didn't do justice back then. Because generally I do see anything in sci-fi at the theater. This one I didn't. So yeah. So yeah, I have a whole lot to add on this. It's an enjoyable film. So yeah, back to that. This is KB99OK.
Hey, thank you, Sean. Next is Bill, W5BLT. Bill, you're up to date. Your thoughts on music. Or anything you want to talk about, something in this on the first couple of rounds. That's from KE5.
Okay, Tom. I'm trying to remember if I read it on Wikipedia. There's two things. And I think you alluded to this earlier that they were looking at Alex Baldwin to play the captain, which I can't imagine. Him out just so good at the role. But something I find interesting is someone who's just totally blind. They were talking about how it was filmed and the throw view, I guess, versus the wide view, and they went to space. They did a wide view, but the projectionists weren't ready for that, and didn't open the curtains on the screen. Now the blind guy had curtains in the movie theater screen, so I would never know. And I can't remember where I read that at, whether it was Wikipedia or one of the other websites. I started watching a documentary on it as well, so I can't remember if it was on that or where I read that today. I was frantically trying to find it. So I thought that was interesting, and then when it's on, regular TV, I guess it's not done like that. But anyway, it was in that I read it, and now I can't find it. So I don't know if anybody remembers seeing that. And that was just something I found interesting, because sometimes I'll when something's talked about visually, I'll kind of pay attention, not seeing it, but I find that. So those were the only things I had. The other thing about the music, I love the music. I thought it was just well done, and it blended in. So it wasn't obtrusive. It wasn't annoying. It just went along with the movie, which I thought was good. Back to you, Tom, W5BLT.
Thank you, Bill. And correct. I did not read it, but the special or the program I watched on YouTube yesterday, yesterday. No, not yesterday, but they did mention that before 3 radio, which you had for television, and then as they switched to the movie, they made it widescreen, and then I believe there was actually that third transition that went to even bigger screen, full frame. I don't remember what it was when they when Tim Allen was about to be sent back in the clock to Earth after his visit to the station in Galaxy Quest itself. So yes, it was there, and indeed they mentioned, and it may have come from another store, obviously it hadn't come from some store, but they said that to open the curtain, okay. Which, by the way, I remember seeing before in another movie, the same sort of thing, the Magnificent Men in Flying Machine, when we saw that theater. And it tells you how old I am, back in the mid-60s, I think. And they did not open all the way, and the movie we started out towards the kind of 2025 whatever it is, Sam Henderson's helping with at the beginning when they're trying to introduce the kookiness of flying, and then they opened it up, and it, I believe if I remember correctly, had a large air base or something, and they're getting ready, and full color and stereo sound and all that to show the transition in the movie. You know, it's a comedy, it's big. That. And then you meant music. I was going to mention these too. This is done by David Newman. The Newman name in motion is almost synonymous with motion music. All of these Newman brothers, and there is a new sister, by the way. She plays violin, but not right. But all of the Newman family have written scores for back 50. Father started all that. The brother was born in 1954. So mostly, although I'm looking here, he shows credit for some earlier called the Me movies, that of course mentioned the family. But he's done dozens of songs. He's just known for scores like Critters, and great little coaster. One night they honored 2 Dalmatians and Serenity, among others. He kind of does comedy and glossy film. His brother Thomas does a very distinct style. But this all comes from Hollywood composer Alfred also and Lionel Newman. He ran 20th Century Fox music department for years. Family is well known. The one name you'll know from is Randy, the short people guy. He also has written scores, although not much. Biggest thing that the family is connected from all. Very good. See, anything else I want to mention about the special effects were good. I thought they were fine, and they worked out quite well. It's still got a little bit of a cheap factor to it, just because I think they wanted to do. Obviously the Galaxy Quest itself would be more realistically portrayed, although it was well done. I think that was on purpose to give it sort of that experiment. People tried to recreate it in all the dopey ways they could, because that's how they thought, and it had to be perfect. So they made it as perfectly imperfect as it could be. I think that shows up in the movie as well. I think they did finish with that. By the way, think about it. You know, to play this thing, it's sort of surreal, because you don't want it too perfect. If it's too perfect, then it loses this whole gag part. It's the humor. If it is too authentic, then they're adding too much to it. You want to do that. You want to almost be You want to see somewhere between credible and silly. That gray line, canny that perhaps. That you know that it could be better, but you don't want it better because it destroys the whole thing of the story. So I think it definitely does that. It does a nice job. Okay, I think that's basically all I want to talk about. There's some other things I don't think it really matters at this point. Curiosity. Nothing more. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and open up there to like 11 plus. Does anybody have any other additional comments they want to? If you do, you come with your call, and I'll go down list in order of more than one.
NV5.
V5S, Virginia, you find a word. Go ahead.
Okay, I promise not to take 11 minutes. Yeah, a couple things. Sean mentioned the preview software this maybe. They actually mentioned that one of the specials about it, that they didn't know how to handle the marketing for it, that they just didn't really market it very well, and so it looked like maybe something funny and kind of fun, but you know, they were just talking about they didn't really know who to target to, and I don't think it was because there wasn't a good way to market it. They just didn't really try very hard. And then the other thing was I was going to thank Bill for bringing up the fun fact about the movie's aspect ratio and how it starts showing an episode of Galaxy Quest in TV aspect ratio 3:4, and then it spreads out. The movie starts, and then, like you said, as Jason ends up in the kind of intergalactic transport, you know, overlooking the galaxy, you know, he had this moment, oh my gosh, this is real, and that's when the aspect ratio spreads out from like the typical 5 millimeter to something more akin to like a 1:6 or something. You know, it gets bigger and wider, maybe be pushed 70 millimeter type framing. So you know, that's pretty innovative for the time. I'm sure it's something I mentioned that it could kind of been done before, and I think they eventually had to like make some kind of a tutorial or something to send with it, the prints, so the projectionist would know how to set everything up. Not every theater in modern times has curtains. Some of them still do, but they do have screens that actually will physically change size and shape based on the movie they're going to show, and so they had to set that all up to, I think, you know, have I think very set with timing on the projector and the equipment in the theater to do all that automated even back then. But you know, to like send them a list of instructions on how to set the movie up so that the screen changed as the movie aspect ratio changed, and it was so clever, so brilliant, and so subtle that now I'm trying to remember if I noticed that when I saw it at the movies, because I only saw it once at the movie, but it's such a neat thing. I only own VHS of this, and I really feel like I need to get a Blu-ray of it and put it on my big TV in here and just really enjoy it. I'm watching it online recently quite a time. So anyway, for me, everybody have a good rest of your weekend in V5.
Yeah, thank you, Virginia. And you reminded me of another film which made full advantage. This was called Brain, where there was the mind reading machine that you could experience some of sensories, I guess. by directly plugging into the brain. With the film, it had like a 4-3-3 screen presence whenever they were in reality. They went to the dream sequence or the brain sequence, brainstorm sequence, I guess you call it that. It went to a full wide format, and then go back and went out of it. So that was a gimmick. It's been used before. Actually, I personally like stuff like that. I think film should experiment more and quit doing the same old thing less. Start filming fun, much as Kay was handful of that as well. It ended up with a really long setup. That film simply does. First off, they're wondering what the hell we just watched. Second of all, so we had an opportunity to discuss their merits and the benefits, but the collateral experience that out of that film. So film and expectation and fooling around with X-Glass concepts with it, and Kubrick, my guy, it creates this whole experience, this extended viewing experience. If done correctly, it can be a lot of fun. The simple thing that we saw with tonight's movie had an effect, and I imagine it had a bigger effect on the screen. So all good stuff. Always entertaining. Bring it back to the group. I agree with you. And what mentioned as well as what you said. Every time we come to the party, it's always interesting to learn more about the viewing experience and movie making and that. Just from others, because we all love movies. We are film fans, so ours count because other people from that, and then you're like, hey, this was a film, or could it be, or different, or something in those ways. Simply because we get a chance to got part of the reason filming around it's midnight Saturday night. Okay, I laughed my way through it. Anyone else have any comments, please come to your call. Okay, I picked the film perfectly selfish on my part because I like the television series from the 50s. This film got reviewed in 1999, but I kind of liked it. It's the Avengers. No, it's not the comic version of the Avengers. This is the Avengers reboot. This is Uma Thurman for sure. I think the guy got Jeffy and it even has Sean Connery as the character who hosts the weather. The 1998 made big screen for certain series to enter. The next week, I'll have the information on it. Very science fiction. Oh, by the way, the cameo of original John sort of. It's quite clever. You can see it, or you don't see it. So that's it for me. One little walk on the base, side weather, and 1 in the morning. And means I gotta get away, but today, cold out there. We'll see you next time. This is 85 IDX here. See you all.